Hello and welcome! I'm Norvegicus and I am very happy to bring you my Let's Play of Mardek. And if your initial thought seeing this is, what the fuck, Norvegicus? This isn't Pokemon, this isn't what I subscribed for, I'm gonna unsubscribe right now. Then whoa there partner, hold your horses, because if you like Pokemon, there is a chance that you actually like this game as well. Now Mardek is originally a Flash game that was made back in 2007, as you can see right here, by this one guy, Tobias Cornwall. He made the entire game, the story, the music, everything by himself. And in 2020, he released a Steam version of the game, which is the version that I'm gonna play right now, which is the same version that was initially released on sites like Congregate and Armor Games and stuff like that back in the day. And although I didn't play this as a kid per se, I did play it more like as a teenager, a preteen teenager kind of thing. So I don't know if I should put this in the playlist of my childhood games, but this is one of those like old school style RPG games. So if you're fond of those, then you might actually like this game as well. I, for one, think that the story of this game is pretty cool. It's very simple, sure, but it's still cool. And some of the dialogue in this game is pretty hilarious in my opinion, although some of it is a little bit outdated and not as funny, maybe, replaying it, but the gameplay is simple enough to get into, so, you know, it's a blast playing this game, and this is one of those games that I've been looking forward to playing on the channel, so I'm very excited to bring you this game. Now, again, as a music nerd, I love the music of this game as well, so the soundtrack is gonna have a big impact on how I think about games in general, so that's probably one of the reasons I like this game so much too, because I think the music is great. So, without further ado, let's just click New Game, and although our character is named Mardek, that's the name of the main character, so we won't actually name our character, but we will name the save file, and of course, we can name it Norvegicus. For once, there are enough characters to name whatever we want. Or at least, I don't know if there is a limit, but we can at least call ourselves Norvegicus, or the save file at least. So, let's just jump into the game. I'll explain more of the game when we are into it, but there is a little bit of a intro cutscene, kind of ish. I don't know. Let's just get into it. I'm gonna read it as best I can. Sometimes the text is a little bit fast, so I might not be able to read it in time, but we'll see. We'll see. Chapter 1 of Fallen Star. There is a dark fortress atop a craggy peak in the far-off Badlands, where few men dare tread. Those that do never return. Dramatic pause as we zoom in. For a mighty beast, a dragon, makes its lair here. The dragon is fond of stealing maidens from their homes and has taken a beautiful princess from one of Belfan's greatest kingdoms. Well, what kingdom? It doesn't matter. A damsel in distress desperately calls out for help. There are only two brave men who can come to her rescue. Two mighty heroes, the greatest in the land. And there they are. Mardek is one of them. He's the one with the short sword. And luckily, they're on their way to save the princess right now. Wow, that's lucky. How convenient for the princess, huh? So this is what the game looks like. So as you can see, it's very old school, and that's one of the reasons I like it. It's very simplistic, but it works perfectly. As we have Mardek here, our main character, who we are going to play as. Well, Dugan, this is the dragon's lair. Yes, Mardek, that it is. We have to get to the dragon slate to rescue the princess. Tally-ho. And yeah, Dugan is Mardek's best friend. They have grown up together in the same village. What does tally-ho mean? I'm not sure, but I've heard adventurers say it before, maybe. It sounds like something they'd say. Tally-ho! Tally-ho! We're adventurers. On guard. Forsooth, bloody goblins. Tally-ho! Now, let's go and save that princess. Tally-ho! Oh, but Mardek, just a reminder about things. We can open the menu with the Enter key to check our stats, skills, and items. We can also open up doors and talk to people and stuff with the X key. Remember these things. It might be a good idea to read the help section of the menu now if you didn't read the instructions already. Huh? I mean, tally-ho! Let's go and slay the dragon. I almost said slay the princess, but that would be wrong, wouldn't it? So yeah, all I do is use the Z key and the X key and the arrow keys to move around. And also the Enter key, I can go into the menu and look at our party. We have Mardek, a level 50 hero, and Dugan, another level 50 hero. So we start up at level 50. Yeah, so all this is going to make sense in a little while. We are at the Dragon's Lair, as you can see at the bottom, and you can also see how long we've been playing for. And I think it says those minutes because I've been on the menu screen for that long, probably. I don't think it counts. I don't think it counts as you click new game. It probably counts before that, because otherwise it doesn't make sense. Anyway, I don't want to linger on here for too long. I don't want to explain the game away. That's boring, but I want to show you two things right off the bat. So let me show you one thing first. So, in the help section and on page 12 out of 25, there is an elements chart. So in this game, every creature that is the humans as well have different elements to them. They are born with an element. So these elements, they tell you what they are strong against, their resistances, their strengths, etc, etc, and all that stuff. Just like in Pokemon have types, these guys have elements. So we have the four regular neutral elements: fire, air, earth, and water. And as you can see, fire is strong against air is strong against earth is strong against water, and water is strong against fire. So, you know, if you have a fire elemental creature or party member on your team, then you should use fire moves against an air creature, for example. Or you don't have to, but that would do more damage unless they have resistances. But we'll get into that. But that is like the basic thing in the game. And then we have the two moralities, light and dark, and they are good and weak against each other. So they cancel each other out, kind of like in Pokemon, where you have types doing that in some cases. And then we have the spiritual elements, which are usually on the spirits of the game. And then we have physical and Thama, which are very rare. And then we have divine, which I don't even think there are any creatures in the game that have that element, but I'm not sure. But that's the rough chart of the elements. So very few elements, sure, but they still make for a very good game in my opinion. And the second thing I want to show you is this. So Dugan is going to explain this to us a little bit later, but in the game we have skills and abilities that we can use. So we can use basic attacks, but we can also use action skills. For example, we have Mardek here which has an ability called Smite Evil. It costs mana to use, and it's like a special attack that does special damage of some kind. And this is a light elemental attack, as you can see here on the icon. And the slots that have question marks on them have skills that we haven't learned yet. So there's just room for abilities that we will learn in the future. So we haven't learned those yet. But we have mastered all of the elements, or all the abilities, sorry, that we have already, as you can see here. And then we have attack reactions. So when we are in battle, this game has random battles as you walk around, just like in Pokemon when you walk in tall grass and stuff. Every time you attack with a physical attack with your sword or your axe or whatever, there is a bar on the bottom that shows up. And if you click within a certain range of that bar, then you will do a physical attack reaction. And depending on what reactions you have turned on and off, these reactions will do different things. For example, we have a stun strike ability that says that this reaction has a 100% chance of inflicting paralysis, for example. So if you hit the bar on the bottom, if your reaction is on point, then you will have a 100% chance of inflicting paralysis. This isn't necessarily true. The enemy can have resistance to being stunned or paralyzed, but you know, if they don't have any resistances, that is true. Or you can do this. This also gives you 50% damage or extra damage, and these will stack as well. So all of these stack. So let's say you are fighting an enemy that is classified as a beast, and you have Quarry Beast on, as well as damage plus 50% and the stun strike, then all of those things will affect the attack together. So they will all stack. So we will do 50% extra because it's the beast, and then also 50% extra on top of that because it's just 50% damage, and also stun it. The dragon thing won't actually matter because it's not a dragon. You can't be both a beast and a dragon. I think those are different classifications, but you get what I mean. And the same goes for defense when they attack you with a physical attack. So actually that is the best defense reaction you can actually get because it nullifies physical damage in general. So you don't take any damage from physical damage or for physical attacks. And you have the same for magical attacks, but Mardek doesn't have any magical attacks, so it doesn't really matter. He doesn't have any abilities here, but he does have some abilities in defense for magical attacks. So that's the same thing. He even absorbs mana, which is pretty good, or MP as it says here. It probably stands for mana points. And then we have passive skills, which will over time go up. So let's say you want to master a skill that it says 0 out of 20, then you have to do 20 battles with that skill on for it to be mastered. And the point of mastering skills is that if, for example, a sword gives you a skill, then you want to master that skill before swapping out the sword, because then you can actually pass on that ability even though you switch out the sword. It'll make more sense when I show you an example, but for those of you who have played the game before, you all know what I mean. So I'm gonna master a lot of skills throughout this game. So this game is kind of grindy, and the thing that I thought about around this, because watching me grind isn't very fun, I guess, but I thought about it, and the thing I want to do is whenever I grind, I want to do like a montage of my grinding and just show you the highlights of it and just tell you what I did and how I did it and the result, and then I will just keep on the Let's Play or the episode after that, so you don't have to watch me grind, because that would be utterly boring. So yeah, that is the gist of the game. I will tell you more about the game as we go on. These crystals here, you can save on them. Right now, you can only save. I want to do this and just save over some save files I've already done because I want to test the game a little bit, but you know, nothing interesting. You can also have item storage in these crystals later, but they haven't been, or it hasn't been unlocked yet, so you know, let's just go in here. And now Dugan is kind of gonna explain to us the whole reaction thing. Remember, Mardek, with our super duper hero powers, we're practically invincible if we successfully use all our reactions well enough with the X key right as we get attacked or attack. But we've got to get the timing right, so let's experiment a bit and use these reactions to our advantage. Apparently, I have to mention this, or else you'll probably not figure out the reaction commands exist at all. Huh? Let's just continue on our way, Mardek. Tally-ho. Yeah, so they kind of explain it a little bit there, but not very thoroughly, and it took me a while to understand that. So that's a battle, just random battles. There aren't random battles everywhere in the game, but you know, in dungeons and caves and stuff like that, there are random battles popping up. So we have a monster here. So what we can do whenever we fight an enemy, before we even do anything, is we can go up here and look at the stats of the monster. You can see it's level 30, you can see how much HP it has, and we can see its element. So this is dark type elemental. You can also see the turn order. We are faster than the monster. That's not always the case. Sometimes the monsters are faster than us, or the creatures are faster than us. But in this case, we are faster. Monsters are usually slow because they're so big. We can also see the turn order and can see when they attack and when we attack, etc. But we want to click on the name here, and we can see here all the stats of the monster. You can see its strength, its vitality, its spirit, which is also how much magical damage it does, and its agility. And then we can see if it has any equipment on it, which it doesn't, and its resistances, which is the most important part of this, especially in boss fights. So we can see that it has a 50% resistance to dark type attacks, which makes sense because it is a dark type monster, and it has a 100% weakness to light type attacks. Other than that, no resistances, not even to any of the statuses, in which there are many in this game. So we can either do a basic physical attack, or we can do a power attack and use some mana. You can see how much mana it costs. Dugan has one of each type, actually. I don't know why these two cost more mana than the other two. Maybe they're stronger. It just says fire magic attack and water magic attack, while the other one has more of a description, but whatever. Let's try to do a shock attack. Why not? There we go. 8,000, almost 9,000 damage. No experience, but that's fine. We gain some money from that. And now we can go down and we can actually look at the encyclopedia if we want to. And this encyclopedia is going to expand a little bit throughout the games. There are 3 chapters of Mardek, and this is just the first one. But here is the monster. You can read about it if you want. You can see what kind of loot it drops, and much experience it has, and all that fun stuff if you want to do that. So this will be 100% completionist let's play of this game. So I will complete everything in this game, including the entire encyclopedia, but we'll get to that in a bit. So let's just run along here, try to find the dragon. It isn't a very long area, I guess. We've got some more monsters. Why don't we just fight them for fun? We could just attack them with regular attacks. It seems like Dugan has a attack or ability that gives him poison on the enemies. So, you know. And the reason why the bubble that pops up is blue is because we are so high level compared to the enemies we're facing that if we want to, we can click the Z button whenever the bubble pops up, and we can skip the battle entirely. If the bubble was red, then we wouldn't be able to do that, because then the monsters would be higher level than us, or at an equal level, so we couldn't actually skip the battle. We can just flee at any moment if we want to as well, but why would we do that? There's no reason to. Just fight these guys. Yeah, so this first chapter is kind of... Oh, we got a monster fang, nice. So yeah, so this first chapter is kind of an introduction to the game. This is just the tutorial, obviously. But this first chapter out of the 3, chapter 1, is more exposition heavy, while the other 2 chapters are more combat heavy. So I hope you don't find this first chapter too boring, because this game is actually pretty amazing once you get into it, especially chapter 2 and 3. Chapter 1 is very short, so I'll probably do it in 1 or 2 episodes. We'll just see how long it takes to get through. And there we have a dragon! Ha 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 ha! Oh, wait. Let me do that again.
Ha 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 ha! Heroes, you are...
What would a dragon say?
You are pathetic mortals. I have a princess. You can't have this princess. This princess is mine.
We will slay you, mighty the dragon, for we are great and mighty heroes, even mightier than you. Tally-ho, forsooth. We'll kick your arse, dragon. Do dragons have arses? I bet they do. If they do, then we'll kick it like it's never been kicked before. Yeah, with our big swords. So bring it on, dragon.
Ha 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 ha, you will never defeat me.
There we go, the boss music starts, and the dragon is faster than us because, you know, it's fast, but since we have such good reactions, doesn't matter. Now, since this is a boss fight, let's look at the dragon's stats, why don't we? So we can see its HP, its MP, which is his mana, but the important thing is its resistances. So it says that dark type attacks will actually heal it, because it says 200, and that usually means healing. If it's over 100, it's usually healing. Not always, but usually. And it also has 100% weakness to light attacks. Makes sense, it's a dark type creature. It has a neutral resistance to fire, so it probably won't take damage at all, but it won't heal at least from fire. Water is resistant 60% and only 20% for earth and air. And it also has a 50% chance or a 50% resistance to stunning and poison, which are the two basic statuses that we have on our team. Other than that, no resistances, but we can't really do much to that anyway. So, Dugan, he can do other things. I think Shock and Sunder are the best two because it only has 20% chance or resistance to those. So let's go for a Shock, why don't we? 5,000, almost 6,000 damage for there. Smite Evil is the best attack. I think it'll do 9,999, right? Yes, it will. Oh, Fire Breath. Well, it's a good thing I was reacting in time because we didn't take any damage. Let's use Sunder just to shake it up a little bit. Doesn't really matter which one we do. They should do about the same damage. It's just a range. It's not always the same damage necessarily, but, you know. Sometimes it's consistent, sometimes it's not. It all depends. Poison, yeah, so he won't be poisoned for the rest of the battle necessarily. He could, when it's his turn again, he could lose the poison, but he's gonna die now anyway, because I'm gonna kill him from this attack. But he could have lost the poison if he got it earlier in the battle, which he didn't. There we go. Got some money from that.
Oh dear, I have been slain.
Well, we beated the dragon.
Oh, thank you so much for saving me, mighty heroes.
Well, it was really all my fault. All your fault? Do you mean all your doing or something? Because that's not fair. We beat the dragon together. Well, I still get the princess. You can have her. She's a girl. Girls are headlights, I heard. They suck on your wallet and drain out all your money. That's what my dad says. Really? Yeah, really. My dad told me so. It must be true. Yeah, typical dad thing to say, huh? Now that we beat the dragon, though, now what do we do? Oh, it's getting late. I suppose we should head home. I bet our parents are worried. Okay, let's go back to Goznor. Yes. So, this was just an introduction. We are just kids playing around. You might have already guessed that from the dialogue, but they were just playing knights, Dugan and Mardek. So they are, I think they're 10 years old, right? You can see here. Yes, they're 10 years old, both of them. And here you can read a bit about both of them if we want to, where they're from and all that stuff. I'm not going to get into it, not right now, but yeah. Just regular stuff. Our inventory. Yeah, so we did get a monster fang from one of the monsters, and also money as well. But none of that was actually kept after the battle. It's just to show you how things work. Unfortunately, because I would have loved to have monster fangs, because those are going to be very valuable in Chapter 3, let me tell you. But I'm getting way ahead of myself. We are now in a place called Hero's Den, which is just kind of a throwaway area to the side here. We can get into this little shack here and open up a chest and get some potions, 3 of them. They will restore 100 HP, which is good in battle and even outside of battle. Let's just do what he said and go to Goznor. This is the world map right here. Belfan is the world we're in, and Goznor is, I think it's supposed to be the capital of the northern continent, and then you can see the southern continent down there, which we are not going to explore in this chapter. Or the next one, actually, just the 3rd chapter. So this is Goznor, this is our hometown. Nothing much to do here right now because all of the doors are locked. It's late in the evening, even though it's not very late, actually. You can go into this church, though. I guess it's supposed to be a church, and this is supposed to be a priest. Medium Priest Galavar. Hello there, lads. May Yellort not smite you this day. Can I be of particular assistance? Yeah, and of course, if you never played this game before, you might be wondering, who's Yellort? Surely you jest, children. Everyone knows that Yellort is the one true deity and our eternal benefactor. He is the eternal dragon who created the world and grants priests, such as myself, magical power. You should know this, children. Well, I was just being silly. Yes, I thought as much, but no worry, a sense of humor is a good thing. Yeah, so he can heal you if you want to, but the essential thing is Yellort is going to be mentioned a lot. It's one of the gods in this universe. Gods, I don't know why I said it like that. But there are several gods in this world. But I think this is a statue of him right here. Yeah, a large statue of Yellor, the Omni Dragon, sculptured from pure onyx with emeralds for eyes. So he is the equivalent of, like, I guess the Abrahamic god in our world, kind of. I don't know, but it's a dragon. It's an omnipotent dragon of some kind. But there are several gods in this game that we are going to have mentioned by other characters later. So, you know, this is just for fun. It's a very cool idea in my opinion. Oi, it's like a little boy or something. Shouldn't it be going home, sonny? Yeah. So the Tobias who made this game is British, or at least I don't know if he's British necessarily, but I know he is from the UK at least. So it's a lot of like British accents, and I don't know British accents at all. I'm very bad at them, so I won't necessarily try to do them. But you know, they're in here, and you can see them in the dialogue. Everyone else is in bed, yes, before the sun's even set, I know. And here we are on the night shift protecting these barracks from monsters, supposedly. Pff. This place has been here for years, though, and in all my time here, it's only been attacked once, and that was by a drunken gruel that passed out after knocking on the door once anyway. Yeah, it sounds annoying to be on guard duty, especially when guard duty starts at like, what, 5 p.m.? Okay, so let's just go in here. This is our home. This is Dugan's home. But as soon as we click the door here, Dugan's going to say, well, I'd better get home myself. So bye for now, Mardek. See you tomorrow for some more heroic adventures. Indeed. Let's enter our home and talk to our mum. Well, mum, I'm back. Oh, there you are, dear. How did your adventure with Dugan go? So we can actually choose a few dialogue options here. Doesn't really matter what we choose because, you know, it will get to the same point in the dialogue anyway, but I'm going to say, it was great. We slew a princess and saved a dragon. You did? That sounds unconventional. I mean, nice. Yes, that sounds nice, dear. I'm glad you had fun. And here comes the exposition, people. Brace yourselves. You're growing up to be just like your father. Only he slew dragons and never really saved any princesses. Except me. He used to call me his queen, you know? I do wonder where he is now, though. And I can say, well, I'm sure he'll be back soon. I hope you're right, dear. It's been so long, but I'm sure he'll be back eventually. I can sense it. Can you sense it too, dear? Well, I can sort of feel that he's not dead. Like he's looking over me, but he's not dead. Yes, that's what I feel too. It must be the spiritual link that we all share as a family, because those exist. Ah, your father. He was a great man. Enki the Wanderer, he used to be called, before he met me and we settled down and had you. He was, as I've told you many a time before now, an adventurer of great skill and renown, revered throughout the lands. Oh, I fancied him so much before I even met him. He was light, so he thought about others much more than himself. All he did was for people he usually didn't even know from Adam. He was kind, honest, and yet mysterious. Did you know that he never told me about his past? Well, you have told me like 1,000,000 times, Mum. Well, I'll tell you again. He never did tell me about his mystery-shrouded past. But though I never knew about it, I never for one moment felt suspicious about him, like he might have been something bad once. He seemed to radiate this feeling that he was always a good man, and he had his reasons for hiding things like he did. Oh, did he ever. I miss him so much. Well, I do too, Mum. I wish he'd get back soon. Don't worry, dear. He'll come back one day. One day. But it's getting pretty late now, Mardek. You should go to bed. Sweet dreams, dear. Sleep tight. Don't let the bedbugs randomly battle you during the night. Yeah, I love that. Well, night, Mum. Me mum. Okay, let's go into our bedroom. And I don't know where the mom is sleeping. Maybe in the jar over there, because there's only one bedroom, and that is my bedroom. I even have my own crystal. But let's just get into bed and get to sleep. And during the night, something happens without music or sound at all. It's kind of quiet, isn't it? And there you go. That's the fallen star, I guess. Okay. So, not only does this, like, very rude guy bump into my bedroom in the morning while I'm sleeping, but he wakes me up like, "Oh, Mardek, are you awake? I just saw the weirdest thing. There was this star in the sky, right? Even though it was daytime. Well, morning really, but same thing. And I looked at it, and I looked at it because it was weird. And then it started like getting bigger. It was falling, Mardek, a fallen star. And I saw where it landed too. It landed with a big crash, and I saw where it went. It landed in a clearing just at the other side of Southwood, I think. We should maybe go and find it, Mardek. Who knows what kind of mystery and wonders it holds. We've been looking for adventures for ages, and this might be our big chance. Let's go and find the fallen star with yellow types, or yellow font. Yellow types. Okay, so now he gets into bed with me. How rude are you, mister? This bed isn't big enough for the both of us. I'm getting out of here. Get out of my bed, dude. It's my bed. How rude of you. Hey, Mom. Good morning, dear. You and Dugan are going out on another... I can't read today. You and Dugan are going out on another adventure again, right? Have fun with that, but mind you don't hurt yourselves. We won't. Okay, so... I have done some test runs of this game, and I figured that talking to everyone in the town is kind of boring to watch and listen to for anyone viewing this. So... I had an idea. Instead of talking to everyone during the main portion of the Let's Play, I'm just going to talk to the most important people during the main Let's Play, and then after the main Let's Play is done, I'll just have a little part at the very end of the video where I talk to some of the people and compile the best, like, I guess the best and funniest dialogues I have in the game, because some of the dialogue is pretty funny, but you know, some of it's not. So if you want to know what some of the funniest dialogue is, then you can watch the end of the video where I compile that. But for now, let's just walk and talk to the people we are supposed to talk to. So this is where we can go and just check out the fallen star and just end the chapter right here if you want to. But there is one quest that we can do right now in Gosnor. If this old lady wants to move, there we go. I can go over here, and we can go up here to the north. All of these shops are open, but since we're children, they don't want to sell us anything, obviously, because we're too young. But we can go into this house and meet this guy. And this guy is one of the main characters, I guess, of the game. Meriador, I guess you can say it, his name is. That's what I've been calling him, at least. And he has a stutter. But I'm not going to stutter every time he does, because that could be a little bit annoying for you to listen to, but his stutter actually has significance in the story later, so there is a reason for him to do that. Oh, hello there, Mardek and Dugan, off on another adventure again today, are you, eh? Yeah, we're off looking for a fallen star. Oh, excellent, excellent. I actually have another adventure for you again today. It won't take long. It is a sort of a side quest thing. Are you interested? And I want to say yes, or well, yes. Brilliant! I knew I could count on you too. I'm trying to make a new invention, you see, but I don't have all the parts I need. I need some more lead pipes. About 5 should do, but the best place to get those is in the sewers, from the fume rats. You know, I'm incompetent when it comes to combat of any kind, and I know that you relish it and have fought fume rats before, so I thought this might be a good chance for you to fight things for an actual reason. Of course, I'll also give you a reward for your efforts, so what do you say? Are you interested? Okay, I can ask him about it. Why don't we do that? What do you need parts for? Ah, interested in my inventions as always, I see. This time I'm working on something that I think will revolutionize the way we will live. I'm making a mechanical man. It's like a man, but made out of metal and cogs. It can do anything that a normal man can, like physical labor and combat, but never tires or disobeys. I can see them being used to make all of our lives easier by doing all the labor for us. Wow, well, it sounds amazing. I can't wait till it's done. Nor can I, but of course. But I need your help, so will you retrieve those lead pipes for me? Well, of course. Marvelous. You just have to go into the sewers and kill a few fume rats. They should drop lead pipes. Come back here when you've got 5 of them. Alright, so that is our quest. That is the only side quest in Chapter 1. And the sewers are right over here. Oh, and as soon as we get into here, we have a battle. That's fine, though. Oh, right, I forgot to equip the reactions. I should go and do that. But let's just fight these guys first. So our combat skills this time is called Imagination, because we're kids, and it's just Strike, which is less accurate but more powerful than a regular attack, and then Half Puff, which gives us a little bit of recovery if we lose health, but, you know, Strike is fine. I usually just go for a basic attack, though, because these fume rats are so weak. They are ground, or not ground type, they are earth elemental creatures. I gotta stop thinking about Pokemon. But even though we attack regularly, there is still a chance we can miss our attacks, as you saw Dugan missed his attack. And they emulate that. Dugan is a character who has great swords, so he has a bigger stick, and then Mardek has a long sword, so he has a smaller stick. So they drop things. We have an antidote, which is fine for if we get poisoned, which these fume rats can do, and then we get a lead pipe. And if we look at the encyclopedia right now and look at the fume rat, we can see that it has a 60% chance of dropping a lead pipe, and that, I think, it stacks with every fume rat that you fight. So we fought 3 of them, so we're basically guaranteed to get at least, or to get 1 lead pipe. I think it can only drop 1 lead pipe per battle, even if you're fighting 3 of them. But I think the chance of getting 1 gets, or is increased if there are more than 1. And you can also see how many we've fought. So we've fought 3 of them so far, for example. And I just want to put skills on. So we have damage +1, which gives us a 1 single additional point of damage to our attacks, better than nothing. Same goes for block, for resisting damage, and that's about it, I think. We can do that for both of them. There we go. So now we can actually have reactions as well. Yeah, item storage is now unlocked as well, but we can't really utilize that at the moment. Let's just go around here fighting fume rats and opening up chests. We've got some antidotes. And you know, the map is very, very useful for this, because the map shows us where stuff is if we are close to it. And also it shows us how many chests there are in total in this one area. So there are 4 of them in this area in particular. So let's go and get those chests and also get some more lead pipes. So, as I said, there are 3 chapters in Mardek. Oh, I got poisoned, that's fine. Let's see how little damage these guys do. Yeah, so there are 3 chapters in Mardek. Unfortunately, the 3rd chapter is not technically the final one, because the story doesn't actually end after the 3rd chapter. Unfortunately, the games were never actually finished beyond Chapter 3 as intended. The developers stopped, I guess, developing the games because I think he got kind of sick of it, because, you know, it's a huge project and stuff, and I understand that, but it's still very sad to me, because I would have loved to see this game, or these games, end with, you know, battling the final boss and all that. But, you know, it's still a good game, it's still fun, and it's very, very cheap if you want to play them yourself. And even though Chapter 1 is very linear and very, you know, easy and short and stuff, Chapter 2 and especially Chapter 3 open up very much as a huge open world, and you can use a whole bunch of different characters in your team, and you can build your team very in a very different way than I want to do it. For example, I don't want to go back to the crystals. I'm just gonna heal my poison with my antidote instead. That's what they're for, after all. But yeah, so just as a heads up, this game is not finished in the traditional sense, but Chapter 3 kind of has a finish. It has an end. Every chapter has an end, but the story, the larger story, has no ending, unfortunately. But that doesn't really stop us. This game still has like hours and hours of content, even if the bigger story isn't ended. So it's in my opinion, it's still worth playing because it is a lot of fun. Anyway, how many lead pipes do we have? It looks like we have the fourth one there, so only one more. And you can see that every time we block or every time we successfully react, we get a point in that, and then we've mastered some of them. So we got a copper ring here, and also a potion. I usually try to spread the potions throughout the team members. But the copper ring right here, that's an accessory item that we can put on one of the last slots here. So if we look at it, it says that it gives defense +1. It has this tiny ring somehow raises defense by a whole point. Yeah, somehow. It has no skills that we can use, and its only property is to give us +1 defense, but that is good for this early game. So you can see that right here, it tells us how strong we are. It tells us how much damage we do, which is 3, which with the weapons we have, which is not very good. And we have 0 defense in physical and 0 defense in magical right now. But if we put this ring on one of them, they will have, or they will gain 1, as you can see. And I usually put this on Mardek. I don't know why, I just do. But they're basically the same character right now. They will diverge very much later on. But in Chapter 1, they are basically the same character. But that's, you know, that's just for the introduction. Just for the tutorial section of the game. Will this be our final lead pipe then? Probably. Yeah, so he tried to infect us, it didn't. So the fume rats and other creatures just like us can choose to either do a basic attack or do some kind of skill attack. So the infect is kind of a skill attack that they have, the fume rats that is. And this time he poisoned me, thank you. I think I'm actually going to survive the trek back to the crystal without using an antidote. Because I want to save those for later if I can, because, you know, in this early game, it's not very hard, so it's better to just keep everything that you can, as much as you can, of the loot until the later game, where it's a little bit harder, because this game is hard at some points. That's why you need to grind. But yeah, I think that is it, right? Just save, and yeah, we have 5 lead pipes. Let's go back to Meridor and deliver those pipes so we can finish off the one and only side quest in this first game. Did you find the 5 lead pipes yet? Well, yes. Great, I knew I could count on you. Now, your reward. What can I give you? Aha, I know. You can have this cog necklace. It's a little necklace I had magically enchanted to protect from sleep. So then I could work longer hours on my inventions, but the health problems outweighed the benefits. It'd be useful in the woods with all those pesky fun goblins around. Thanks! Now, shouldn't you boys be getting back to your big adventure? I've held you up long enough for today. Yes. So, the thing he gave us was a cog necklace. So, this is another accessory item. And this gives us a skill, Insomnia. So you can see it says 20. So we have to put this on either Mardek or Dugan, and then activate this skill of Insomnia, and then go through 20 battles with that skill on for that to be mastered. And then we can take the cog necklace off and still have the Insomnia effect if we want to. And as long as we have the cog necklace on, we have a 100% resistance to sleep. So that's a good thing to have. And I usually put this on Dugan just randomly. When I have mastered it on Dugan, I will probably put it on Mardek to have him master it later. But I usually start with Dugan for some reason. I think I have enough skills, right? Yeah. So RP, as you can see right here, I don't really sure what RP stands for. The P stands for point, obviously. But you need RP, that's the RP down here, to be able to use things. And different skills require different amounts of RP. This one requires 4. So if I had another ability that I wanted to work on at the same time, I couldn't because I didn't have enough RP. And RP increases with your level. So every 2 levels, your RP increases by 1. So, and that goes for the entire thing. So you can have multiple defense reactions on if you have enough RP to have them all enabled at the same time and stuff like that. The only abilities that don't require RP are the action skills. As you can see, they require MP, which is mana, so that is a different story altogether. But all the other reactions and skills require RP, so that's going to be a huge thing throughout chapter 2 and 3, especially 3. But for now, it's not really a huge deal. Yeah, and every time you level up, obviously you get more health and more mana and more attack and stuff like that. We don't have any, like, skill tree to level up or anything like that, so we don't have to worry about that. We only have to worry about the reactions. So whenever you find accessories or weapons or armor in the game, we have to check if they give us some kind of skills that are useful to us. So I'm going to go back to the story now, but I'm going to talk to people and put that at the end of the video if you're interested. Alright, back to the world map. And we are going to this area, which is the Southwood. And this is one of those areas where you can just have battles pop up at any time when you're walking around. Well, this is the Southwood. Yes, we have to travel through this to get to where the thing crashed. But wait, Mardek, do we have our skills properly equipped? We should probably check from the menu. We do, actually. I have equipped them already. What's a menu? Never mind, let's just continue on through the forest. It's not very big, so we should be able to get through the other side pretty quickly. Okay. Yeah, so we get to know these characters through the dialogue. Dugan seems to be the guy who is kind of smarter than Mardek, but he kind of follows him around and acts like him in a way. He's like emulating his way of being. So yeah, here we have some new enemies, Fun Goblins, which is one of the 2 enemies in this Southwood area. Very weak enemies, but they can put us asleep with an attack that they have. They might do that. Okay, he didn't do it, but okay. He could have done it. They have like a sleep attack. And since Dugan is immune to sleep, that is a very good thing. And since we did a battle now with Dugan, we can see that now it says 1 instead of 0 out of 20. So after 20 battles, we have mastered Insomnia. We have to finish the battle though. If we get into a battle and run from it, it doesn't count. Okay, another potion. Now we have 5 each. Yeah, so I forgot that in the barracks in Goznor, there are some chests with some potions that I forgot to get, but I got them, well, off camera, I guess. I got them. And that's the other enemy we can find here, the forest fish, flying fish that are just flying around in the air. I don't think I killed one of them, so I just, oh, I missed anyway. Yeah, oh, bad timing, I missed the timing, yeah. Sorry guys, it doesn't really matter this early game though, but in later games, missing a timing like that could be devastating, especially during a boss fight. We're gonna get some more boss fights in chapter 1 as well, but they're not gonna be very big. Very minor boss fights, I'd say. We're very close to finishing off chapter 1. We've got some fish scales from the forest fish, which can be used in crafting later on in chapter 3. Another potion, okay. How many chests are there here? There are 4, okay. Yeah, so chests are the beige dots, and the white dot is us, and any entrances or exits are blue-ish, turquoise. I don't know. I'd say blue. And if we can interact with something like a person or a character of some kind, it's green. So that's what the colors on the map mean. These guys though, we can one-shot because they are weaker than the forest fish for some reason. Even though they look tougher, they aren't. They can drop something. I think they have a 1% chance of dropping a goblin cap, don't they? Let me just check that. You can see it in the wiki. Yeah, nightcap they're called. 1% chance, that's just... You can use it in crafting, I think, but it's not a very useful item. They can also drop goblin earwax, but that's not very useful either. Fish scales, though, are kind of useful, and you'll know why in chapter 3 when we get to that in a long while from now. But we will get to it. Another potion. That's the last chest, I think. Yes, it is. Oh! Yes, we can run from these battles, or we can run from them, but we have to initiate them first, because they're red. But once we hit level 3, though, that shouldn't be a problem, I think. If we do hit level 3 before we finish the chapter, though. I don't know. This first chapter doesn't really require any grinding of any kind. Chapter 2 and 3 do. More fish scales, good. Another potion, that's a Dugan. Let's enter this hut, though. This is where the shaman lives. There is usually a shaman in every area of the game. Hello there, young ones. Nature has been treating you kindly, I take it. Yeah, that's all he has to say. He has a bigger role in the second and third chapters, so we get back to him later. But he is a character, and every time we talk to a major character in the game, they will be registered in the encyclopedia, as you can see here. We're only missing 2 characters, actually, and I know who those 2 people are. Only missing 1 place, and artifacts, we've got all of them at the moment. And we only need 2 more beasts, in quotations. And one of them is right over here. I think you can actually see him on the map, can we? No, we can't. We have to move a little bit closer to him first. There he is. And now you can see his green, the green dot there. That is a mini-boss. It's a posh goblin. Snee, snee, I say snee, pip, pip, snee. That's very interesting dialogue. So this is a posh goblin, another type of goblin. I want to do some strikes against him to do some more damage, because he can be annoying, although that's less accurate, but does more damage if we hit, which we didn't do. He has a Spore Tackle as well. Spore Tackle is the attack that puts you to sleep, but Dugan is immune. Oh, level 3, great. Can we get level 3 on Dugan as well? I want to do that before the last battle of the game, or of the chapter, I mean. Oh, I missed again. There we go, level 3 for Dugan. So we do get experience whenever we attack as well, not only when we win the battle. We get a little bit of experience when we attack, even if we miss. Okay, money attack. Doesn't really do anything. I think maybe it does damage based on the amount of money you have. As in, how much money he has. Oh, Mardek is now asleep, so you might skip a turn, which you did. You can just wake up from sleep, and if you're attacked by a physical attack while asleep, you will wake up as well. So if you had attacked me, then I would have woken up. And I do wake up at the end of the battle as well. There we go, he just disintegrates. Yeah, might as well just go through, because there is a crystal on the other side. And there we go, that was the Southwood. Very short little area, and we have the crash site, which is, I believe, the last place we have, right? Yes. So this list of places will expand as we get into Chapter 2, but it is just for Chapter 1 for now. Let's save, because this is the main boss battle of Chapter 1. This dude, Mugbert. Oi! Who's there? Hey, it's, you little childrens from the village. I beated you up before. Well, shut up. Mugbert, you big bully. What are you doing here? That ain't none of your business. Well, I bet you're here for the fallen star. Duh. And it's mine. All mine. I got her first, so that legally makes it mine. No, your hands are the wrong hands. Something like this fallen star can't be like in hands like yours. Wrong hands. You'd probably use it for evil or something. Yeah, so what are you gonna do about it, eh? Beat me up, eh? I'd like to see you try. Alright then, come on Mardek, let's defeat this evil villain and save the world from his evil. I'll kick his evil so hard it'll fall down and probably die next week. I'll have fun beating you little gits again. And there we go, another boss battle. He is bigger than us. He has a bigger stick than we have. It's more like a small tree, actually. So he can do some damage, but we'll likely finish him very easily. It's not a very hard boss fight. I'm gonna try item strikes, but I missed both of them, of course. He can also strike us with the same attack. But let's just go for accuracy rather than power, because I think that's the way to go. He has a lot of HP, but we can take him down. Just trade some blows. Yeah, this is not a very interesting boss fight, I must admit. The boss fights in the later chapters are much more interesting than this, but this is just to introduce you to the world and to the combat and all that. Look at that, 20 damage from his strike attack. That's crazy. But if we need to, we have potions, and we also have the Huff Puff ability. but I usually don't need to do that when I play this game. It's usually not necessary. Critical hit, though. That's good. There's a chance of critical hitting sometimes. And you can also get a chance to get higher with certain abilities. And he missed his power attack. And there we go. I'm pretty sure that after... yeah, this next strike is gonna kill him. Oh, look at that damage. Girl, look at that damage. Oh, there we go. He's down. Sit down, boy! Victory is ours. It's ours! And we get 7 gold from defeating him. Wow. These opponents were poor and carried nothing. Okay. Wah! You idiots are mean! I'm gonna tell my dad on you! I'm gonna get you done! Wah! Yeah, get out of here, Waluigi. Now we can assess the situation right here. What is this thing? It looks like a flying saucer of some kind. Let's enter it, why don't we? Okay, let's just get a little closer to this this weird object that is laying here. Oh! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no. What the? Mardek? What just happened? Are you okay? Mardek? Ah, good. It worked. Unfortunate choice of body though. But, oh well. It can't be helped. It was the only incompatible elemental type host around. Mardek? I say, you there, inhabitant. Where is this? No, wait. Do you know of the Anunnaki, the Lingons, the Astrosal, that's a hard word, Astrosals Alliance? Huh? What? Mardek, you're scaring me. Well, I'm starting to scare me too. I don't know what I'm doing. That's not me saying those. Silence, host. So, this is not a developed world, is it? Interesting. I might be safe here, at least for a little while, but at the same time, I'll be very vulnerable. Huh. If you're pretending, Mardek, then stop it. It's not very funny. I suppose you're pretty confused, inhabitants. Underdeveloped and human inhabitants, might I add. I'll just be blunt and explain. You see, I happen to have crashed my flying chariot on this planet of yours, and it appears my other body couldn't take the impact and died. A pity. But I still have business in this plane, so I transferred my soul to this host. So now I'm sharing its body. You don't need to understand it, you just need to accept it, because I'm not going anywhere, and you'd have to kill us, or kill this creature if you wanted to get at me. Ugh. But despite my prior tone, I mean you no harm at all. No harm is what I'm against, which is why I'm here now. And I'm sorry to have inconvenienced with you with my presence, but just be glad I didn't expel this creature's soul from its body, because I could have done that and taken full control, but I'm not cruel enough though, and so I'd rather share. You'll have to put up with me for a while though, I'm afraid, because I can only get out of this body when it's never mind that actually. I suppose I might as well try to settle in immediately, so tell me, creatures, what you call yourselves. What are your names? You're larvae, correct? I'm not a caterpillar, and I don't know what's going on. I'm confused. This is too weird. But you're some kind of thing in Mardek's body that can talk out of his mouth, but you're not him. That's correct, little creature. I'm surprised you followed that I was saying so well, seeing as you are but a youngling, and an underdeveloped one at that. But my, I'm being so rude. I haven't let my host speak in ages. Do forgive me. What? Huh? Well, I couldn't speak. You were doing that, weren't you? Don't do that. Get out of me. I'm afraid I can't do that, oh host. I need to perpetuate myself in this plane, and the bond I just made to this body is rather permanent, so you and I will be together for a long time. You'll just have to get used to having me sharing your body. My name's Rahov, by the way. A pleasure it is to make your acquaintance, larval human inhabitants of this world. You two seem understandably distressed. If you want, I can be silent for a while. I need to mull over my thoughts anyway. I suggest you two rest for a bit and calm down. We can talk more later. Yeah, shut up, you weird thing. I need to go and lie down. Mardek, I don't know exactly what just happened or what it all means, but I think we should head back to the village now. So, come on, let's go. Yeah, let's do that. And you can also see Mardek's eyes are yellow. I mean, yellow, white as well. Let's look at that robe, though. Ah, the old corpse. It served me well for many hundreds of years, but alas, now it's ruined. So its body was broken, and he had to transfer his soul into Mardek's body. Interesting. Okay, let's save that, why don't we? And we don't have to go through Southwood to get back, just skip over that. So this is just a fast travel map. So as long as we've been through the Southwood once, we can just go whatever we want on the map that we've already been to or have access to. So let's go back to Gosnor. Now it's late again, so we have to go and sleep again. This is the end of the chapter, though. Phew, what a weird thing that was that happened. I need to go home now, so bye, Mardek. I hope that nothing bad happens to you because of that thing. Yeah, thanks for the concern, Dugan. What does that mom have to say? Hello again, dear. You're back a bit late today. I am? Well, it feels like I've barely been gone at any time at all. Oh well, time does fly when you're having fun. But you should go to bed, Mardek. It is pretty late. So, nighty-night, dear, and sweet dreams. I guess you have right, Mom. And just before I do that, I just want to see if I have everything, because there are some things you can accidentally skip. And yes. Okay, let's go to bed and end the chapter. But we have to talk to Raha first. You weird thing in me. Can you hear me if I talk? Obviously. I have your ears and share your brain now, so I can detect anything that you can, including your internal monologues, might I add. That's gotta be a little bit iffy when he becomes a teenager, right? But due to my incredible magical prowess and dominance in this relationship, you can know nothing of my mental activities. Aha. Huh? Never mind. You want to ask me something, though, host? I suppose I'll do my best to explain. I mean, we will surely be spending years together from now on, so it'd be best to be on good terms with one another. Well, I just want to know what you are. What are you? Despite its apparent simplicity, that's one of the most complex of queries you could have come up with. In short, I am a healer. Yes, that should do. I'm a magic user of incredible skill, specializing in light elemental recovery magic and so on. Inhabiting your body as I am, I'll be able to lend you some of my power in any battles you may face in future. Keep that in mind. But also, since I know that wasn't a satisfactory answer to your question, I am an angel? Is that what you call him here? You mean one of those things from the sky? Yes, I think. That's the word I got from what I was that is the word I got for what I am when I searched your brain's vocabulary lexicon anyway. A being from the sky. Yes, that seems apt. I came here because, I don't know if I should tell you. I can't see what harm it would do, but I also can't see what good it would do. So it's better to be safe than sorry. Aw, so you won't even tell me why you're in me? I'm in you, as you so nicely put it, because I had no choice. As I said, my body died when my, blast, no word for it, flying thing crashed here, and I was so very close to having my soul wrenched from this plane of existence. Oh, what luck. I thought when you entered my, flying thing. I do apologize, but the opportunity was just too good to ignore, and when you're in pure soul form, you don't have much reasoning capability anyway. I still have a lot of business to attend to on this plane, though. Yes, why I'm here on this planet of yours relates to that. But I need time to regenerate a bit. Dying really weakened me, which is understandable. I lie low for a bit here before mentioning anything to you. So it's best you just accept my solemn stony silence on matters of my past, person, or purpose for the next few years and don't ask questions. Will you talk too much, thing? My name is Rahaf, not Thing, and I do go on a bit, don't I? But I'm the only one here with knowledge enough to provide any kind of exposition. Tuh. Anyway, I'm going to probably be rather silent for the next few years. I'll still be in your body, but I'll keep to myself and work on regaining some of my power. During that time, I'm sure you'll get used to me though, and I to you. Yes, it'll be a veritable frenzy of family-friendly fun, I'm sure. We'll have all sorts of crazy, zany shenanigans, antics, and hijinks, probably. Well, sounds fun. Yes, indeed. But now, rest, host. We can't be having us being sleepy and lethargic tomorrow. It's probably going to be a long day. Indeed. And so we fade out, and here we are. These are the main villains of the chapters. And they all have some very, very unique names, I'd say. We have Balthasar right here. And the problem with this font is that's kind of hard to read sometimes, especially when it's in caps. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Okay, Brahov's escaped, you know. He flew away in one of the Galloper's mice. Yellard knows where he went. And this is the one that's hard to read, so excuse my difficulty reading this with what Gaspar is saying. He needs to sanguinarily well be burned. Let's burn him. Burn his pneumic face off, and also his pratten robe, his white robe, his detrital white robe. It must burn. I like white. I find it goes well with yellow, but only if you want it to. If you don't believe it does, then it doesn't. Just like bad smells. We only think they're bad if you're told they're bad. I don't like bad smells. Ignoring how these caterpillars uttered what they're trying to say, I do agree. Rahov needs to be perished. He cannot be left to roam loose with the knowledge he possesses. If he rallies enough of the resistance, which it seems he's trying to do, then, why sirs, we're well and truly buggered twice and onceways, till sundown, sunup, and then some. Yes, kill him. Kill the traitor. Let his blood run free, his flesh turn cold, his motor functions degrade and cease, and his entire being become uncertain, his body a shell, his soul a wanderer. Yes, oh, I do so want to see his flesh cold and crawling with a million maggots, slowly chewing on the rot. Yes. Yeah, this guy is kind of creepy, Mardek, you're a smelting creepy man, and yet I think I too might mong in well delight in the sight of the fright of the white blight, as I fight and smite him from this plane. Bloody him. Why, Gaspar, that's awfully poetic of you. I'm amazed. Harry will show you a poetic maze. I'll trap you in it and scream tough and blood-girdling screams as you try in vain to evade the pain you'd be sure to gain. You'd surely go insane, and I'll just laugh, a muggin' laugh, tripping hard. What are you talking about? Shut up anyway, it's irrelevant. But we do need to address the Ralph problem. Master, what think you? We should go do away with him, mice. But how do we go about it? Yes, underlings. If the deserter, the traitor Roth, is left to run free, though he alone could pose no serious threat to us, he could gain the alliance of others, which he is frustratingly good at doing. We have to do away with him, and quickly. He is the only one who knows. So, with him gone, he'll be safe as long as we make nothing clear until it's too late for them. One of us should go and stop him, but who? Any volunteers? I like volunteers. They taste like cherries, but only if that's what you want to believe. If you prefer bananas, love and luck always taste a little bit banana-y. Banana-y. That's a weird word to say. Banana-y. Banana-y. I'm not Charlie well going, cause I buggin' well can't be arsed. I'll go. Yes. If Ralph is going to die, I would derive much perverse satisfaction from seeing the fear on his cyclopic face before he meets the Ever-Reaper. Yes, I drink up his shock, his horror, and it would fuel me. It's what I live my life for, to see others end theirs. What a nice guy. I can't have enough ends, so I'll take my chances to see this one. I hope it's slow and painful. The elation I get from such kills is unmatched by anything. Yes, just thinking about it makes me, oh. Yes, you're creepy. I can't say we'll miss you while you're gone, so it'd be best if you did go. We'll all win that way. Take a battleship and follow Rolf's trail. It should be easy enough to detect where he went and to deal with him. Now go. Yes, my master. When Rolf is gone and dealt with, there'll be nothing to stop us. No, soon the galaxy will be ours. Mwahaha! Don't you mean ours, sir? We are working on this together. There is not just you. Yes, that's what I said. Weren't you listening? What? Eh? No, not at all. I had a nice pretty tune in my head. I was listening to that. It went like, na 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 na. Ugh. Yeah, and as soon as I click next here, we're going to get right into chapter 2, and I don't want to do that yet. I want to end the episode right. It's been long enough. I don't think the other episodes of this series will be as long as this first one. I just wanted to do chapter 1 in a single episode because that's what I wanted to do. So, I really hope you enjoy this episode, this first episode of Mardek, and I hope that I hope that I made you want to watch the rest of the episodes, because this game is going to get a lot of fun in the next few chapters. So, if you did enjoy it, please drop a like on the video. I would very much appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and bye-bye for now. So this is Polly, Dugan's mother. Hello there, dears. How are you, Mardek? Well, I'm alright, Miss Dugan's mom. You two going out on an adventure today, are you? Just watch yourselves. I don't want you getting hurt or scared again by doing something stupid or dangerous, like that time where you both tried to walk over that river on that narrow fallen tree and Dugan didn't go and was so scared he crapped his pants. Did I show you those pictures of photos of when Dugan crapped his pants, Mardek? Mom! What's a photo? Anyway, I knew two best be off now. You'll miss the whole day if you dilly-dally much longer. And here's some more for the world building if you're interested in that. The crystals. The elemental crystals were created by Yalort when he made the world, and they provide Belfan with all its magical energy and keep it alive. They consist of pure elemental magical energy, and are as such have the power to grant people extreme power. For this reason, they have been sought by adventurers and villains alike. All the crystals are located around the gulf separating Hadris and Fengu, which are the northern and southern continents of the world map. It is said that this general area is where Yalort came down to the newly crafted Belfan and breathed the gift of life into it. The fire crystal possesses the power of heat and flames. It keeps the world warm so that things can grow and thrive, and its power is harnessed every time a flame burns, magical or natural. It is located in a temple in Fengu. The water crystal keeps the waters pure and flowing, and the rains pouring. It is vital for life on Belfan. It is also responsible for man's rational thoughts, or so it has been said. It can be found in Hadris. The air crystal keeps the winds blowing and the air clean. The city of Aeropolis was built around the temple in which it can still be found. The earth crystal is responsible for the lives of beasts and plants on Belfan. Its energy keeps them growing and breeding. It is held in a secret temple within the life wood in Fengu. The light crystal, being the physical manifestation of the goodness in man's heart, is the greatest treasure of Goznor, kept within the castle of Goznor. The location of the dark crystal is unknown. It is probably for the best, since it is the crystal most often sought by those who wish to inflict evil on the world. The geography of Belfan, if you're interested in that, there are 4 main continents on Belfan, as well as numerous smaller continents and archipelagos. The continent of Hadris is the largest in the world, and most of the human cities and nations are there. Goznor is located at the southernmost point on the northern shore of the gulf connecting Hadris and Fengu. Fengu is south of Hadris, separated by only a small channel of water at the northernmost point. It is scarcely inhabited and the majority of its terrain is desert. Aeropolis is its capital. Null Oath is a continent to the north, known colloquially as the Northern Wastes. It is perpetually covered in snow and is largely unexplored. The continent of Theridia is said to exist across the oceans to the west, but to this date, no expeditions have returned from there to verify its existence or detail its composition of population, if any. And this is Jacques. He's gonna have a bigger role in the game in Chapter 2 and 3, but you can talk to him here as well. Ah, Mardek and Dugan, how nice it is to see you on this day. Yeah, you're supposed to have a French accent, but not gonna do that. And you come at a good timing too, as I have news for you concerning your father. You know something about my dad? I do not know much, but I've heard from one of the soldiers that he was sighted in Knoll Oath, the frozen northern wastes. This is good. It means he still lives. He seems to be on some kind of epic journey, a quest, and knowing him, he should have it finished soon and will surely be back in no time. Well, I hope so. We all can hope, but Enki was a great man, though. He will be back soon, I am sure of this, and when he returns, I am sure he will have many gifts to give and tales to tell. I'm not really injured, you know, just lazy. But don't tell anyone, or I'll rip your bleeding head off with me bare hands, you little cretin. Did you see that weird star that seemed to fall from the sky and into the ground over across the woods? In all my years, I've never seen anything like that before. Hey look, I have a beard! You little kittywings can't grow beards, so I win! Hell yeah! Hello, Mardek and Dugan. I bet you're going adventuring today again. I never get to go adventuring because me mum won't let me. Poor Jared. Hello, boys! Welcome to our humble home. Make yourselves comfortable and stay as long as you like. I'm afraid I don't have anything interesting to say, though. Everyone is talking about some weird star that fell from the sky. Of course, I didn't see it because apparently I never leave this chair. Children are so rude these days, walking into people's houses uninvited, all willy-nilly, and talking to the people who live there no less. Well, I never. Who do you think you are, adventurers or something? Do all the children talk to strange adults in this little village? Scarper, chum, an adventurer like me has nothing to say to you. Back in my day, we didn't have stars falling from the heavens. Lord, no. Stars were much better behaved back in the good old days. Not like these rowdy, rebellious stars you kids look at these days. They'll be the death of us all, I swear. I'm so middle-aged that I don't care much for falling stars. I just don't get excited like you wee sprogs do, you see? You'll understand when you're older. Yes? What do you want, boys? If you're after some more sweet, sweet cocoa biscuits, I'm sorry, but I've got none to give you today. If I were any younger, I'd go and look at where that star landed myself. I just knows it's something special, but since me old bones are too feeble, I'd never survive the walk through them woods. You little whippersnappers look rippin' raring to go and explore, though. Tell me all about what you find when you get back. Heh, sorry lads, but I can't legally sell you any magic until you're a wee bit older. Come back in a few years, maybe? So just for context, Social Fox is the name of an adventurer who's inspired both Mardek and Dugan to become adventurers themselves. So a lot of the town is talking about him. Hey little Sprog, isn't Social Fox like totally amazing? I heard that once he was surrounded by like 1,000,000 monsters, no 1,000,005, and he managed to slay them all with his eyes shut, using only his leather codpiece. How amazing is that? Even though Social Fox doesn't have a beard, he's totally my idol. Did you hear about that one time where he was fighting the octopus of many swords, and he got all his limbs chopped off, but grew them back and used the old limbs to bludgeon the octopus to death? How brilliant is that? Social Fox is hot. I want to marry him when I meet him, and we'll have like 3 babies, and I will call them Corey and Brandon and Janie Sue. Squee! I only joined the guard so then I could get this uniform. Chicks dig a guy in uniform. Like this one here. I'm totally scoring, and I'm gonna go get some tonight. Not that that's an appropriate thing to say to a child like yourself, mind you. The uniform for the Guznor Guard is really ugly. I mean, ew, that horrible vomit green color is so 10 years ago. I wear it for the retro look, shut up. Wasn't that falling star exciting? It was one of the most exciting, thrilling things I ever did see. Why didn't we have any falling stars at our wedding, love? I would have won falling stars at my wedding. I didn't know you wanted falling stars at our wedding, dearest. Well, I guess you just don't love me after all then.
Oh, shit!
It seems that there are more people in this inn than there are houses in the village. What does the mayor do about this? Nothing. The fact that Goznor doesn't actually have a mayor has nothing to do with it. It needs to grow one, damn it! Of the mayor tree. Someone needs to plant one of those, yes. Sorry lads, but I can't serve minors here. Little kiddywinks like you shouldn't be interested in booze anyway. It rots your mind. But that doesn't stop it from selling like hot cakes. I sleep on bags of money at night. Yep, lads, I know how much you like Social Fox and aspire to be like him and all. So did you hear about his latest deed? Apparently he saved Aeropolis from a dragon or something. Isn't that amazing? Oh, I love that mighty man. He's so heroic, so manly. I'd love to one day just meet him, and marry him, and meet him, and... Lads, you're still here. Go away. Leave me alone to my fantasies for a few moments. Oh yes, you foxy man. Swing that great sword. Oi, little kiddywinks like you, lot shouldn't be in here. Get out, booger off. I do believe I've forgotten where I live. I can't find my house anywhere. I'm sure I'll find it if I wander around this general area for a while longer though. Yes, I'm sure things will turn out well. And this last person is Dugan's father, Derek. Hello there, son. Out on an adventure again today, are you? Yes, Dad, I saw this star fall from the sky, so me and Mardek are going to look for it. A star, you say? That's the thing that other people saw too, they say. Everyone is talking about it. If you find it, boys, you'll have to tell me all about it. As it is, though, I can't come and see for myself. I have a shop to run, and speaking of which, I have customers to probably attend to, so shoo, you two. But Dad, you barely ever have customers. Nobody in this tiny little village wants to buy weapons, except us, but we're too young. But someone could come in at any moment, a weary and battle-hardened adventurer, just stopping by on one of his mighty quests, and he'll want good weapons and fast, and I'll be here to supply them, and he'll tell his friends, and business will be booming in no time. But Dad, the weapons you sell here probably aren't very impressive to big adventurers like Social Fox, and adventurers don't usually have many friends. Sure they do. They have those, yes, they have those celebrations following them around all the time. There is always joy and festivities following close behind them all the time, they say, and such festivities are always full of drunk people, and they will buy anything. Well, maybe you're right, I don't know. Good luck anyway. Now, me and Mardek have to go on an adventure, yeah, so I'll be back later. Bye, Dad. Okay, boys, have fun.